Keeping an eye out.
Okay, here we are. Oh, I kind of expected that to go. Oh, that's the workshop key. I'm still kind of curious what's through here, but I can't really make it through there without triggering the trap. I guess I could send, I don't know, Adair through, check if there's anything interesting.
Hey.
Oh, there's a construct there. Can they trigger that trap? No. Boo. Alright, kill this one. Kill them all. Who's still hidden? There you go.
Hey.
Alright, attack. Ah, shoot, more of them. Give me right there. Come on. Good. Now let's start wailing on them. With everything we have. Give me another.
Yeah.
Good, 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 good. Give me a fireball right about there. Almost down. Get over there. Give me a fan flame. Right there. Is that not effective? No, not quite. Get that one. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Come on. Get it. Finish it off. Good, 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 good. Got it. The other one went down too with it. Fantastic. All right, everyone. Let's finish. No, I said everyone. Let's finish you, except for you. Oh, you must have evaporated that one too. Fantastic. Go and heal. Come on. Wait, who healed it? How'd that happen? Huh. Come on, finish it off. There we go. Excellent. I bet we are closer than ever. 2 more to go.
Well,
All right. That's good and all, but I still want to check if there's anything worth it through here. That wasn't too bad. How'd you two die? More experimental notes. This discarded note reads, Madicho, 3 weeks of hard work gone and a fully articulated frame with them. These crude materials are more unstable than expected, though no less expensive. I'll try a slower process. More electricity, perhaps. Along the bottom of the page, a scrawled addendum reads, Too much electricity will require more subjects. Jeez. Oh, Galvino.
That's not nice.
I have plenty. You can do
All
that.
done.
Sure, Gwyneth could have done it on her own, but... Plus 30 defense against prone attacks, plus 15 against push attacks. Oh, nice. This mannequin's head has been all but seared away by some unknown spell. The wood is warped and pitted through. Still very
Yes.
unsure whether to expect Galvino to still be alive. I mean, they're all the constructs are roaming about, which makes me feel like he can't be, but I guess we'll see.
Nice and quiet.
Is he in here? Oh, he is. Galvino. You look less crazy than I would have expected. An elderly man hunches over a cluttered desk in the back of the workshop. His flesh is pulled tightly around thin, fragile-looking bones, except around his neck, where it hangs in loose waddles. He turns as you enter, a scowl already chiseled into his lined face. Hey, Galvino.
Back again? I told you.
No, you've never met me. He hesitates, squinting at you from behind smudged and dusty spectacles.
Of course, a fresh fool to replace the last fools. What brings you stomping through my workshop, eh?
He draws his words out, looking you up and down. A sneer creeps across his face. Well, seems like you already know. Though, I sell false teeth. Heard you could use a new set. Jeez. I've got questions about Durgan's battery in the White Forge.
Straight to business, no nonsense. We appreciate that, don't we?
He turns to the bronze golem over his shoulder. Is this your success?
Anything for a breather from your endless yammering.
Oh, no. This is the devil. Devil of Karok. So it's a golem, then. Not an actual devil. I've got a fancy for this one already. Oh, wait, was that... That was an Aloth, that was the other one. I've got a fancy for this one already.
Hear that, Timora? Another who would tolerate your barbs and insults.
Anyhow.
But you come seeking the White Forge, like they all do.
Correct. I mean, I'm here on behalf of another, but...
Boys with smooth cheeks and wild dreams. Girls with bright ribbons tied next to their scabbards.
His voice rises and falls with a sing-song of mockery. Do you not approve?
Old men and women, too, seeking a final blaze of glory before they're snuffed out for another turn at the wheel. Sound familiar?
His smile is rigid as he looks at you, and the corner of his eye twitches. You said this all before, I take it. I'd rather strive for greatness than wither in the shadows. Yeah, you said this all before, I take it.
I have this conversation with every pig-headed swashbuckler those Postanagos and stalwarts send here.
Ah. And what do you tell all of them?
Go see Galvino, they say. Surely he'll help you.
And you're getting sick of it, I'd imagine.
Must have slipped their minds what a busy and important fellow you are.
I swear I know your voice. But regardless, in the silence that follows, the temperature in the room seems to drop. Galvino stares at her.
I should have let them stone you.
Jeez.
Would have silenced your endless rattling forever.
Not a fan of the Devil of Karok, are you? The hanging folds of skin beneath his neck tremble. I mean, it's a construct. I'm not sure how easily it'd be to stone a construct.
Then you'd have naught but those frostbitten inbreds for company.
Though it is a bit smart for just a construct. Could be an actual person in a construct's body? That's what you're trying to recreate, perhaps? I guess this is what it'd be like if Aloth and Isilmir were two separate people. Kinda. Yeah. Come now. I sound nothing like either of them. You're upset. There's an old wound with Stalwart, then. Ooh, yeah.
The spiteful imbeciles destroyed my career, ruined years of work. But let us focus on the reason for your visit, yes?
Well, what did they do? Huh.
The villagers and their adventurers hammer and pry at the battery as if they were laying siege to some moldering lord's keep.
Right. He swats the air in front of his face, but none have been successful, and God, who knows how many have come before us.
But those stones were laid by some of the finest builders ever to have lived, disciples of Abidan in the truest sense.
Right. So you're saying they're fools for even trying?
They will not fall by the whims of any kith. And the door itself, it is infused with living essence.
That's cool. He holds his hands before him, and his eyes are wide with wonder. The dwarves themselves must have had a way of getting in. Yeah.
Perfetto! This is the crux of the matter.
He claps his hands together. You seem actually excited about the concept of Durgan's battery. So that's not what your issue is with Stalwart.
The Pargrunen of Durgan's battery perished within their own keep, victims of a violent disagreement among their own commandants.
His mouth twists into a wicked grin. Yeah, supposedly they all killed each other.
Surely in the village you have heard stories, no? Disappearing caravans, tracks in the snow,
Yeah.
screams from the high towers.
And not that one specifically. He pauses, watching your expression with a raconteur's glee.
The work of spirits still trapped in the battery, and a testament to those impenetrable walls.
He raps on the mortared stone of his own home.
But the door of the keep, the one the Pargrunen filled with essence, it was made to listen, to recognize its masters.
Oh. So it'll only open for those registered to it, so to speak. Speak, friend, and enter. Not quite that easy. So I need the door to recognize me.
Traditional Aptapo cultures revolved around language. Words revealed who they were
Oh.
and where they were from.
So maybe it is a sort of speak, friend, and enter situation.
That is why you need a Kantek.
He holds up a twitching finger. Ah, yes. I believe those were anthems of sorts.
That's the simple explanation. A Kantek is a statement of purpose, a declaration of identity. Each is unique to its stronghold.
And we've no idea what the context for this one is. Seal your door with a key of words, and any liar can talk his way through. There is nothing built of words that won't break when the slightest stress is applied. I mean, this one hasn't broken yet, so...
Thus, to enter a fortress like Durgan's battery, you would stand at the gate and recite its Kantek.
He spreads his arms, his face aglow. That is an incredible tradition. Thank you for sharing. That's very interesting. We'll go with number 3.
Verus. A shame the Postonagos here cannot appreciate such elegance.
I thought he would like that.
To learn the Kantek, you must speak with one of the dwarves of Durgan's battery. A shame they are all dead, no?
Yeah, there's the rub. He rubs his hands together, pacing.
But no doubt their souls live on in one or two of the villagers of Stalwart. Like fine wine poured into a cheap pot.
Oof, yeah. Derision curls his lips.
But to identify them, that is the first problem. You would need the skills of an animancer.
I'm a watcher. The golem swivels her head sharply toward you. Her mask of a face and the glass eyes behind it betray no emotion, but it seems as if she's watching you carefully. No, I'm the watcher, not you.
A watcher? The Verus? If this is true, then you could find a sole descendant from Durgan's battery, no question. But the greater difficulty remains.
Galvino rubs his gaunt, whiskered cheeks. Yes?
You would have to learn the Kantek from the dormant soul. And to do that, you would have to awaken it.
That is a very mean thing to do, considering what happens to awakened souls. Awakens, this awakening would be permanent, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Whoever you awaken will live with the memories and the personality of a past life. Maybe peacefully, maybe not.
Right. His bony shoulders rise in a shrug.
That is why you must pay attention to the soul you would awaken, no?
Right. Make sure it's someone who's not going to conflict too much with the person that's present.
It is a monumental thing to impose on another, but these are the very people who wish to rediscover the White Forge, Verus?
Yeah. It's the price they'll have to pay if they want it. He removes his spectacles and polishes the dirty lenses with his tunic. How would I do this, though?
An awakening is merely the jolting of a dormant soul into consciousness.
He makes a bursting motion with his hands, splaying his fingers wide.
When such things happen normally, it is because something has reminded the subject of a past life, often violently so.
He smacks his workbench with surprising vigor. Right. Aloth flinches. Yeah, Aloth has experienced this.
Thus, to awaken one of the former dwarves of Durgan's battery, you will need to address that soul, and preferably by name.
That's a bit trickier. He folds his hands together, steepling his fingers, unless I can see the name inside the person.
But show some care. When you examine these souls, whatever it is you watchers do, you may see images, memories.
Right. I've experienced that before. He leans forward, his back hunched.
These are moments of special import. What you see will tell you much about the person, and perhaps the condition in which they awaken.
Right. Use that to make my decision. Assuming there's even more than one in the first place in the village. He raises his hoary eyebrows and tilts his head back.
Awaken them from a traumatic memory, and who knows? Maybe they awaken thirsty for blood. Or maybe
no.
you awaken someone else.
Yeah. In other words, there's a lot that can go wrong. You understand the consequences of an awakening as well as any, Gwyneth. Yet perhaps there's a benefit to the process as well. I would prefer it if they would volunteer, but...
Here, this has been tuned to the Aeon of Durgan's battery. Use it near the villagers, and it should tell you if one has a soul old enough to have come from the battery.
That is very useful. He rummages around and produces an unfamiliar device. I see. Thank you for your help. He dismisses the thought with a wave of hand.
It is a pleasure to have such a courteous guest for a change. A shame you must dirty your boots in Stalwart.
It's okay. Whatever they did to you, they haven't done to me yet.
I'm going with her.
Oh? Gollum looks between you, her neck turning on its oiled joint. Can I ask why?
You? Go to Stalwart? Is this your macabre sense of humor, or has something gone to rust in that beautiful head I crafted?
Galvino stares at her agape.
No one will bother me while I'm with her. Besides, I can help her find people in Stalwart.
The Golem's burnished face is airily impassive.
You haven't been to Stalwart in 13 years. And this watcher sees souls. What help could you be?
Indeed, what help could you be?
Besides, I have need of you here. You owe whatever remains of your wicked life to me.
What did you do? Is the Devil of Kantok, is that your title back when you were... I think this basically confirms that this is a real soul that was put in this body. I guess you did succeed. I thought you were having trouble with that. Maybe you were trying to transfer her soul to a living body rather than the construct. A frown sours on his lips as he taps his chest with a crooked finger. The golem says nothing, but her essence smolders. Resentment rises from her in shimmering waves. She swivels her head to look at you. What's the story between you two?
This charming specimen is a convicted murderer.
Oh.
The Devil of Carrick, she's called.
I see.
Mighty fine of you to start with my good qualities, and you wonder why we don't get more visitors.
I mean, despite having a evil past, they are quite funny.
Killed over a dozen people before
Jeez.
they finally caught up to her in Stalwart. Perfect company for lonely camps and mountain passes, no?
He nudges you, all the while grinning wickedly at the motionless golem.
Hey, I know how to start a campfire.
Mean. I feel like that's a pretty common skill. It's not too hard to start a campfire. I guess, unless you don't have matches. If you had to do it with like flint or something, that'd be a little more difficult.
The only reason she's not a frozen corpse is because I convinced the old mayor to let me try an experiment.
I see. You put a person's soul into a metal body? He leans back, raising his hands.
Into a work of art! Look at this! Craftsmanship worthy of a jeweler!
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree. It's very impressive. He traces the scroll work that runs along the golem's jaw.
Fully articulated joints, capable of grasping a pen and writing her own name.
He grabs her hand and delicately bends her tapered fingers.
And of crushing your throat.
Oh, geez. She snatches her hand away.
Show me another smith anywhere in the Deerwood who is capable of such delicacy and precision. She is a masterpiece.
Oh, wait. You could dive into that water. You don't have to worry about body heat. I do need her. Why did you build her?
Why build a fortress or a village or anything? To make something that keeps, that...
A disgusted sigh rattles in his throat.
It was the early days of the legacy.
Oh.
My peers in the colleges of Animancy were filling the Hollowborn with the souls of animals.
Yeah, I remember. Not a very great idea in the end. Or at least it didn't go anywhere useful. You're right. By comparison, this sounds perfectly sane. He rolls his eyes. Coming from Mr. Lead and Key himself, Aloth.
I thought there was a better way.
He's silent for several seconds, his gaze growing distant.
One with a plum academy job back in Salona. Don't forget that part.
He glares at her with narrowed eyes. Why is she called the Devil of Karak?
She committed her first crime in the village of Karak. Burned a family alive in their home.
Jeez. That's especially cruel.
Did the same thing in half a dozen other villages, but the name stuck.
Damn. I take it your experiment didn't go over so well with the rest of the village.
Here we go.
She rolls her eyes, rasping them against the sockets. Uh-oh. What did I do?
They were going to stone her anyway. Why not allow her to be put to some useful purpose?
His lips curl back from yellowing teeth.
My life's ambition. To serve somebody's useful purpose.
I mean, it sounds like your life's ambition was to be a monster.
I approached Mayor Sinahiod and begged. He saw the potential and allowed me the privilege of attempting my little experiment.
Right. He sneers at the words and the indignity they recall. His shoulders are stooped and his teeth bared.
Then I accomplished what few animancers have even dreamed of. No academic support, no patron. Just me in the middle of nowhere.
He jabs a finger into his concave chest. It is actually quite... I'm not aware of anywhere else that this has been successful. Even the Crucible Knights attempt at something similar, those things didn't retain their personality.
Oh, now you got them all wound up.
I transferred a fully intact soul from a living subject to a fabricated body. She retained her personalities, her memories, all of it.
Yeah. It is legitimately impressive.
Yet the villagers saw only a stolen corpse.
You're not afraid she'll murder you?
She may be mad, but she's no fool. She wouldn't survive long on her own.
No? I mean, does she require some sort of sustenance or something that you can provide?
If the villagers didn't send a hunting party after her, the elements would claim her. Her joints and mechanisms require maintenance, And she cannot perform all of it herself.
I see.
See, he's reminding me. In case I get any bright ideas.
Well, that's all I needed to know.
She's a fine specimen, her personality notwithstanding.
Yeah. Personality and past actions notwithstanding. There's some things I could really use her for.
Quay? No, you don't know what you ask.
He shakes his head, waving his hands.
This woman, the Devil of Carrick, she was a notorious murderer, burned people alive all over the region.
Yeah, I'm very uncomfortable with it, but there is something I need her for.
Besides, she works for me. After all, I am the one who preserved her.
He strains his back and looks you up and down, taking your measure. Let me parade her around town. It'll infuriate those villagers. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
So you get use of the Devil's services, and I get the satisfaction of knowing those stiffnecks are sweating through their small clothes, eh?
Yeah, exactly. He sighs, but a smug grin has already worked its way across his face.
It's a deal.
I thought it might.
Fine price for a blacksmith striker. Suppose I should be flattered.
And there you have it, a bargain.
Indeed. Who should I replace, though? What are you? A rogue. Huh. It's my first rogue, I think. I don't imagine she's that durable. Oh, should I get... I want to keep the people who are unique to the DLC where possible. So I don't want to get rid of either of them. Aloth is very, very useful. But of everybody, I mean, I need a priest. Healing, the reviving, all of that is too important. Adair is effectively a good tank. He draws a lot of attacks, and that really helps a lot.
Farewell.
Yeah.
A moment. You are going back to Stalwart, yes?
I will be, yeah.
Perhaps you could do me a favor.
Sure. What you got?
There is a man in the village named Grinde, the head fisherman.
Sure.
The rest of Stalwart kisses his feet because he fills their stinking blades with speckleback. But I know he's not as virtuous as he seems.
His face crinkles in a vicious glee. And what would you like me to do with him? Seems like you have a history with Grinda.
That self-righteous meddler engineered my eviction from the village.
Ah.
He turned them all against me.
That would do it. That'd be a good source of a grudge.
Now I want him to feel the scorn of those mush-brained imbeciles.
And what exactly would you like me to do with him? You have helped me a lot, so I do kind of owe you.
Humiliate him, of course. Show his neighbors what he truly is, and let him live with the disgrace.
Points vaguely in the direction of the village, his thin arm trembling. Right, but what was this dirt you had on him?
He's always been a ripple sponge addict. Just got good at hiding it once his sainted sister died and left him in charge of the fishery.
Ripple sponge, I take it that's a drug.
But he keeps a stash in the fishery, sneaks in at night when the others have gone home, and emerges sluggish and red-eyed a few hours later.
I see. So, go expose his drug habit?
I want you to expose him. Go to the fishery after dark when it's empty. Find his ripple sponge and show it to Renengild.
Sure. I suppose. Like I said, I do owe you. I don't like owing favors.
Do not answer me now. But when you return to that festering eyesore and smell the stink of fish that hangs in the air, consider what I've said.
Fair enough.
Besides, you appreciate a good joke, don't you? Deverus, this will be a great one.
Yeah.
But be sure to approach the fishery by night, when it's empty. They will give you no end of trouble if they see you stealing during the day.
No kidding. Ooh. It's all just stuff I already know.
As must the gods themselves.
Looks like, yeah, nothing about her.
Something else? Quay.
I wanted to know more about the expeditioners who came to you before.
As would I, but there is little to tell. They never gave their names.
He tugs at his whiskers.
But they seem to know more about the battery than the others, which is unusual.
Oh,
because
the
they
leaden
do not
key.
seem like typical adventurers.
He raises his snowy eyebrows.
Their hands were smooth and marked with ink, not scars, and they traveled light, unusually so.
Oh yeah, and what were those constructs I encountered in your workshop?
Other projects, they are none of your concern.
He waves a hand. You seem pretty eager to change the subject.
For years I've been trying to create another like the Devil of Carrick. Yet those post-Enagos in Stalwart destroyed my machinery.
Oh, that's why you've been unable to replicate it? Don't you know how you managed to do it beforehand, or was the machinery not yours?
Now, I can only create these broken, mindless things. The devil remains my most perfect creation.
I see. Huh. Wait, where have you found the souls to create these other golems?
Smugglers, slavers, fugitives, the kind of riffraff that pass this way. Rarely missed, and good work to keep my little devil busy.
Fair enough. I'm not gonna complain too much about you using slavers and the like. Why do you need the golems, though?
I can't present the Devil of Carrick to the academies, can I? A mad woman and a murderer?
Yeah,
No. I need to bring a success to the republics.
fair enough. Alright, that's all. I might see you around later. The Devil of Carrick. Maybe you, of all people, should be good for mechanics. Yeah. Ooh, backstab. Plus 150% melee damage, plus 150% range damage. Very nice. Presumably, damage done from stealth or invisibility. The rogue may use melee or ranged weapons, but must be within 2 meters of the target. Fair enough. Still, fantastic. Okay. Crippling Strike. Twice per encounter. Rogue attacks his or her enemy's ability to move around effectively, inflicting extra damage to hobbling any enemy successfully hit. It's a full attack, plus 25% damage. Nice. See, Reckless Assault dives into battle without a second thought, lowering his or her deflection, but increasing accuracy and melee damage. And it's modal, so that's perhaps appreciated. Escape allows the rogue to break engagement and expertly avoid the next attack, diving out of range to a specific location, granting a temporary defense bonus. Ooh, yeah. That one would be quite nice. And of course, Dirty Fighting employs a variety of underhanded tactics, turning some of their hits into critical hits. I think I'm going to go with Escape. It's a good emergency button, I think. Shadowing Beyond allows the character to temporarily turn invisible. Fantastic. Twice per rest. Enemies cannot detect invisible characters, and attacks made from invisibility automatically count as a sneak attack. Attacking, casting a spell, using a special ability, or using an item will end the invisible state. Right. It's only for 11 seconds, though. But that's another emergency button. Okay, deep wounds. Expertise in the art of pain leads all slash pierce and crush damage caused by the rogue to do raw damage over time. Oh. 3.4 for 3 seconds for 11 seconds. That's not a lot, though. But I guess it adds up. So, especially if this is able to stack. So, you know, you'll get this 3.4 seconds or raw damage per 3 seconds for that 11 seconds. Then you do another attack, and an extra 3.4 per 3 seconds, and then et cetera, et cetera. That'd make it quite a bit better. See, riposte. Looks for openings to counterattack in combat. Incoming melee attacks. The target deflection and miss or graze have a chance of allowing an instant full attack riposte. Ooh, yeah. Let's see, finishing blow. Looks to finish off injured opponents with a precise, deadly strike that increases in damage the less endurance the target has. Makes a full attack, plus 5 accuracy, plus 50% damage, plus 50% damage by percentage of endurance lost. Not quite sure what that one means. How it's being calculated. It is nice to have an attack that can finish off enemies effectively, but I think we're going to go with riposte. What to give her? I'm unsure of what kind of weapon I want her to have. An obvious choice would be dual daggers. That's classic rogue. Not sure how beneficial that would be for us, though. Or stilettos, maybe. I was thinking maybe a pistol would be useful, especially for sneak attacking with it, plus 150% damage. I mean, come on, that's amazing. In which case, this would be really nice, the plus 6 accuracy for pistols. Then we could also have her wielding stilettos or sabers or something. But then also gunner would be useful there. Yeah, let's go gunner. Ooh, persistent distraction. Whenever the rogue is contributing to the flanked affliction on a target, the victim is also distracted. Nice. Not sure that's better than some of these other ones, though. Coordinated positioning. In one quick move, the rogue instantly switches positions with one nearby target, canceling engagement if in effect automatic when targeting an ally, otherwise must hit versus an enemy's reflex. Ooh, twice per encounter. Possibly useful. And up to evasion, the rogue becomes especially skillful at dodging attacks, converting many reflex hits to grazes. Oh, it's like uncanny dodge, kinda. Plus 75% of incoming grazes converted to misses, reflex only. 50% of hits converted to grazes, reflex only. Still, though. Don't know how many things target reflex, but it's still really nice. I think I am going to go with deep wounds. If those do stack, that's way too good. Take the ruffian, get that extra accuracy. And attempts to greatly hinder an opponent by targeting areas crucially important to their ability to fight, inflicting extra damage as well as weakening, hobbling the target once per rest. Let's see. No bonus to the accuracy. That's unfortunate. Withering Strike once per encounter. That's a little better. Aims for a vital area, inflicting extra damage and weakening the target. Weaken for 11 seconds. Plus 50% damage. I think we can go with Withering Strike. Yeah. Oh, shoot. You're level 10. You're quite high. it seems. I don't know what else I want to give you then. I think I'll just give her superior deflection. Mine as well. Especially with combining that with riposte. All right. Here we go. Keep an eye on the Devil of Karok. Search the fishery at night. Before anything else, Miss Devil. From the Darewood and was a trapper. She's an advanced construct. Accuracy is quite high, actually. I don't know if that's just the weapon or what, but your defense is 52 deflection. It's not very good at the moment, but it's probably your armor. Now, I believe... Yeah, sneak attack. Adding weapon damage to their attacks when the target is blinded, flanked, hobbled, paralyzed, petrified, prone, stuck, stunned, or weakened. As well as when any target is struck within 2 seconds of combat starting. Perfect. And that'll add on top of her, wherever it is, ambush. Oh, because she's a living machine, immune to poison, disease. Can't use food, drinks, or drugs. Immune to sick, unconscious, dominated, charmed, confused. Gets a +1 might and con. Nice. There it is, backstab. That is a lot of damage. Yeah, just her body. And I don't think we can switch that out with anything. Yeah. We can potentially give her other stuff, though. Say like that belt. +15 track, +1 dexterity. Yeah. We'll consider that later. For now, we'll call it here, though. We've been going for quite a while.
Well,
Next time, we will, I guess, head back to Stalwart. Deal with this fishery business. Find a soul to awaken, and keep an eye on the murderer.